Hi everyone, back with another Skirmish Wargame video using my house system called Roll for Battle. Today we have, let's see, 6 Space Marines going at it in a free-for-all deathmatch. We'll be tracking the number of waves, but we will use waves. I will have to use activation tokens, which isn't really in my system just yet, but basically because I'm moving all the pieces in one wave, there's no teams, it helps keep track of things. Couple of changes to my rules. In my prior video, I believe a commenter mentioned that the last match was just one enemy against the 4+ Space Marines. Very unfair. Even though the enemy was powerful, a higher rank, they only moved, was it once, I believe, per wave? So that's not very fair. So I added a requirement to my setup of the battlefield. You must have at least 4 minis on each team. That way it's balanced. And you still have to reference the rank so that those 4 minis or more, 5, 6 against 6, can still balance out. So that way you don't have 4 rank 1s against 4 rank 3s. How is that fair? I added some boosters. Not in this game per se, but I added some boosters to my game. I moved armor down into the boosters, so now armor's part of boosters. And for ties, basically if defender draws the same number or rolls the same result as the attacker, they are shaken. Their mini gets toppled over, and they cannot do anything for that wave. For the next wave, they have to recover, and then that's all they can do. We will work on that. That is, we will experiment with that aspect. If it's like, for example, is it fair that if the mini gets shaken, they get toppled over? The next wave, when we get to that mini, they have to use the action to recover. I think so. Then they can get shaken again, but they're not dead. So it makes ties worth it for both the attacker and the defender. The attacker delays their action next time, but the defender doesn't die. So again, let me know what you guys think. I believe that will work, and I hope we run into it within the first couple waves. That's really all the biggest changes I made to my game. Uh, let's go to the battlefield and see what's happening. So, like I mentioned, this is my new modular set. We have this strange ruin site, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Space Marines set randomly throughout this area. Now, we're not drawing a card to see which side goes first because there are no teams. This is a free-for-all. So, how do we handle this? I can work my way down the board, and I will be using activation tokens to track who has been activated. So let's just work our way down the board. We have this guy that's kind of hiding behind this wall here. He will go after. Let's have him move into range to shoot this red one here. Like right here, he'll open fire at that red Space Marine. So blue against red. So here's the draw. Oh, I'm sorry. These are all tier 2 Space Marines. So 2 is not too impressive, but a 5 means defender does not take any hits. Okay, so that's all we can do for this guy. Now, the red one will return fire because he's within 9 inches. Doesn't have to move at all. He just turns a bit to shoot, return fire. He draws a 5. The defender draws a 5, which means we have our first shaken for this game. I was hoping that would happen, and it did. Okay, let's put an activation token here. Working our way down the board. These two are about in the same line, so I'll move. Let's move this one. He will go up this hallway, okay? And that's all he can really do. All right. This guy heard some gunfire, so he's going to move up here. And I think that's all he can do too. Then we have these two final Space Marines in the first wave. Let's move this guy 3 inches here, and then 3 inches here. That's all he can do. This one is going to just go here and then open fire. He's within 9 inches. I'll move this stuff out of the way so you guys can see it. So he's opening fire on the blue one. He draws a 2, which is not too impressive, but that is a block. Okay, well, there you go. There's our first wave for this free-for-all deathmatch. Okay, not too bad. Pretty simple. I'm glad we did some ties because ties show you, even if you draw an ace or a 2, lowest 2 results, you can still cause a shake-in against the defender. So at this point, I'm actually happy with the mechanic. All right, let's return for round or wave 2. Okay, on to the next wave. Let's activate this guy who's shaken. He has to recover, which means he cannot do anything else besides getting back up. Now back to the red guy. He's going to run up to him and melee, like so. All right. Remember, these are all tier 2s. Draw a card for the melee, 3. 6 is a block. Okay, that's all he can do. Let's go to this Space Marine here. We'll keep him right where he is. He's well within range. He's going to shoot at the, let's do the red one. So he's shooting. 6 is great, but block with a 6 maybe? Ace. Okay, so the red one takes the first hit for today, like so. Okay? So this Marine went. Now, the blue guy off to the left here is going to just pop out the corner and attack with his gun, drawing a 3 for him. What will be the block? 2. That is a failure. So that's our second damage for today, or hit, and we'll get activation token there. So we're done at the top of the map here. Focusing down here, let's go to Mr. Blue himself. He is going to run up in melee, like so. And let's draw the card. It's just at the bottom of the screen there. 4 against a ace. Oh, that is a hit. And he takes his first wound. Activated. Now the same mini defending will attack back. So drawing for the card. 6 is a good draw. Very good draw. 5, that's a fail. So Blue himself gets attacked back. Okay, that's it for this wave. Okay, activation tokens have been removed. Let's continue on to our next wave. Now, let's go back to the top here. Let's see. Blue will back up and he will fire. He kind of wants to get out of range of this Space Marine. So now he's safe to the left here temporarily. Well, safe from this guy, but he's going to fire back at the red one. So 4 against an ace. This red one is removed from battle. That's our first kill for today. Okay, now the blue one will go here and open fire at this Space Marine. Drawing the card. Ace is not good, but it could be a tie. Nope, that's a miss. So activated token here. Okay, he was going to back up a bit and shoot as he backs up at the blue one. 5 against a 3. That is a success, which means he gets his first hit for today. All right, good. Now back to the bottom here. Let's spread this out a bit. Let's have this Space Marine back up here while shooting at the blue one. Draw on the card. Ace. 4. That's a failure. Okay. Blue one is going to follow a bit and shoot. Drawing a card. Ace. Not so impressive. That's a total block, so that's a fail. So these two are still going at it. Okay, that's it for this wave. On to the next one. We did lose one figure. Okay, back to our top here. This guy is well within 6 inches to ambush this blue Space Marine. So ambushing, like I said before in the last video, is under melee. Melee from behind gives you a 2d6 roll, so 2 cards for our type. Choosing the highest roll. Okay, let's see what happens. So we have 2 cards drawn. 3 and 4, not impressive, but not terrible. The defender, 4 is the winner in that department. So he deals, I think, yep, that's his second hit. So he defeats that Space Marine. I'm not really necessarily tracking the KO ratio, but I believe that's his second kill for today. Okay, well, this Space Marine saw that and is going to open fire. 2, not so impressive. 4, that's a block. There we go. These two down here, these two stooges, this Space Marine is going to back into this hallway. Let's move his hit marker there and fire at the blue one. 2 against a ace. That's actually a hit, and he is defeated. All right. Now we're down to our final 3 combatants and on to the next wave. Okay, so this top one will move into melee and attack with an ace. That's a block. Okay. This Space Marine will counter with his own melee, drawing a 4 against a 4. Okay, so we have another shaken. All right, good. Down to our final Space Marine. This guy is going to do a quick little sneak attack and go up from behind. And let's move that damage marker with him without destroying the set. He's going to attack him. I'm trying to keep these tokens just next to the... All right. Ambush or melee from behind. Sneak attack is 2 cards. The 6, obviously, is the victor. Can he block? That's a negative. So this Space Marine is removed from the game. Off to the side here. All right. And because he's shaken, he's at the top of the map technically, so I will activate him first, but he has to recover. And that's all he can do. All right, back to this one. He will shoot at him. 5 is a pretty good draw. 3 is a fail. So that recovery risked him not being able to act. There we go. And that's all this one can do. Okay, back to the top here. He's going to run up and melee. Let's draw a card for melee. 3. They're both hurt equally. 5 is a block. Okay? He's going to back up a bit and shoot. Draw a card for shoot. Not so good. 3 is a block. Okay. I see we're going to have a lot of back and forth here. All right. Next wave, I'm just going to remove the tokens without stopping the recording. Okay. Blue is going to follow and melee him. Let's draw another card. 2, not so good. 3, blocked. Okay. He's going to keep backing up to the hallway here and fire back. Forgot about the activation token. There we go. 5, not bad. This could be it. There we go. Okay. He is the victor. This one has been defeated. All right, so this is our victor for this very quick skirmish free-for-all death match as he's defeated and we're last one standing. Okay, so very quick match, barely 15 minutes, mainly because I wanted to try out the couple of changes that are fairly significant in terms of not the requirement for the minimum amount of minis, but the ties. I'm glad we had some ties that really demonstrates it, and seeing in action does help solidify it into my rules. So I will definitely keep that in there. Let me know what you guys think of the aftermath of having a tie. So you have to recover in the next wave, but you can't do anything else after that. What if you're able to move, but you can't shoot or melee? Let me know of any possible options after that. So I appreciate all the comments and all the interactivity that you guys have been posting. Really much appreciated as I work on this game. And also, I will do, hopefully in my next video, I may do, no promises, I just depends on the moment, but the spur of the moment. But in the next free-for-all type of match, I want to have power-ups like in Halo. You know, you can run faster, you can fly temporarily like a jet booster, or invisibility for a couple minutes, a couple of waves, stuff like that. So again, power-ups, which means I'll have to track each mini as characters. So they'll have names, nicknames, and in that case, I might just have 4 minis at best, so that it's not overwhelming for me. And I might lay around certain types of grenades too. Again, like in Halo, despite the fact these are Space Marines. I still cannot find Halo minis. I don't want to buy them online. They're very expensive. Um, I've been finding these very cheap minis in $2 to $3 bins, but obviously they're all Space Marines because to find a Halo one would be a needle in a haystack. So, but either way, still really enjoying it. Hope you guys are too. And as always, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.